Chicago's Mayor Rahm Emanuel, he's not running for re-election, but he is pushing for a universal basic income system for the city. He wants a bunch of people to look into it as a possibility. That, of course, would be his legacy, saddling his successor with a very expensive program. What would Mike Huckabee, former governor of Arkansas, think about this? Governor, we were speculating. We're just trying to think. What would Huckabee think about a universal basic income system for Chicago, near bankrupt Chicago? We figured you wouldn't like it.
Yeah. First of all, let me say his legacy is going to be the record number of murders, which is not a good one. But this idea of a guaranteed income where you just hand people checks, no accountability, no real understanding of what they use the money for, that's like saying, okay, my last act as mayor is to toss some gasoline and a match into a house and run like the Dickens and get out of there before the thing burns up. It's a ridiculous idea on a couple of reasons. Let me be fair. Some people in poverty need some help getting out. They need help with job training. They need help with certain types of transportation to get to work and child care. We learned that in the 90s when we did welfare reform. And by the way, states did that successfully, and we moved millions of people from welfare to work. But there's the key. You move people not to a government check. You move them to a paycheck. The best antidote to poverty is a job. Help people get jobs. And in this economy, there's no excuse for people who are able-bodied to not have a job because people are desperate for employees.
You know, the contribution of the Emanuel family to America is difficult to wrap your arms around. I mean, Rahm Emanuel's brother, Ezekiel Emanuel, he was one of the designers of Obamacare and always laughs his way through all kinds of interviews when you have to ask him any pressured questions. And Rahm Emanuel, the mayor of Chicago, with that dreadful murder rate, that family is not looking real good in politics, is it?
Well, I don't think so. And I want to say again, poverty is a serious issue for many people in this country. We ought to look at it. And there is a way, and there's a way to do it compassionately. One of the things that has to happen in any government anti-poverty program is that you don't penalize people for going to work. Historically, the way the government programs work is that if you go and get a job, then you instantly cross a threshold and you lose everything from Section 8 housing to Medicaid to WIC and all sorts of programs that, frankly, are very vital. That needs to be a sliding scale so that as you go to work and you improve yourself, you always are edging a little better ahead rather than getting further behind. When you create programs like that that actually empower people and incentivize people to go to work, they'll go to work. But right now, if a person does better by not working, they're not as stupid as the government. They'll stay home and take the checks, and the government will sit around picking lint out of their navels, wondering why it is they can't deal with poverty.
Before we go, I just want to read you this. It's a news item just come at me from the Washington Post. Of all places, the Washington Post. Middle-class income hit an all-time high of $61,400 last year. That would be 2017. That would be the first year of the Trump administration. I just thought I'd leave you with that one. You got an opinion?
I would just say, thank you, Obama, because I know that he'll make a speech sometime this week, and he'll pat himself on the back for that.
Got it. Governor, you're all right. Thanks for joining us, sir. Always appreciate it. Thank you.
Always a pleasure.